All right, g'day. Hopefully it's all going all right. I'm not sure if I started before or now or what the go is, but if you're watching on the replay, skip forward. And what I'm going to do just briefly is let us know how I'm coming through. But I'm just going to jump on TikTok live, and we will get a few people jumping over, because I may as well do it in front of as many people as possible, right? Yeah, so if you're watching the replay, g'day James. Am I coming through all right? Hopefully I am. Thanks for watching the video today. G'day Harvey, how's it going? Can you guys hear me fine? We are ranking footy jumpers, which Cardman did on his. He did a video, but I'm going to do it on live because it's going to take way too long to edit if I don't. So, g'day. I'm jumped on TikTok here, but I am on YouTube as well. So, I'll just go on live here briefly. But if you want to jump over to YouTube, what we are going to do is rank every footy jumper from this season. So 1 to 10, there's every single jumper in here. The magnificent Cardman came up with it. Hello, snorters. So if you want to, Seba, how's it going? If you want to jump on the YouTube, just Andy Munro, you'll be able to see the full thing. Got any chat here? Are we doing home and away? All of them, Harvey. So hopefully you can see all on there. Thanks for that, snorters. G'day, Seba. So yeah, there's all of them. So I think Cardman had a different rating system. I've gone 1 to 10 here, so it's going to be interesting to see how they all line up at the end. But yeah, every footy jumper, there's over 100 this year, so it's a hell of a lot of jumpers, that's for sure. I think it's the record amount of jumpers. But not even too many jumping on TikTok right now. We'll just put it here for a sec and we'll just get stuck into it, right? So we'll just go from where it starts, which is the Clash jumpers. So Geelong Clash, which is only worn against Geelong. I quite like it with the 3 stripes. Gives Adidas vibes. It's not amazing, but I'm going to give it 7. Then we go the Gold Coast Clash, which I think was worn like maybe once or twice. And I actually don't mind it. It's not a great jumper, but I don't mind it. So it's going to go in 5. Just checking how it looks on stream. Yeah, so it's going to go in 5. At least it stands out more than the home. And on that note, the pink jumper, I'm going to put it in 6. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. Like was the Suns' best jumper they wore this year. The Uni Blacks, Robert, pretty good club that. Nice jumpers. G'day O'Brown. If you want to join the YouTube, we are ranking all the jumpers from this year. So if you want to see the screen, jump on the YouTube. By the way, in chat, let us know what you think as well of the designs. Right, North Melbourne Bounding Roo, that's a classic. Oh, the Crows might still get Petrarca, but yeah, it's not looking good. I don't like him going up there. Yeah, the Bounding Roo, it's a classic. It's not as good as the Nike Bounding Roo, but it's still an 8. If it's the Nike one, it's just a little bit nicer. I do have a few in here, but yeah, I would put it a little bit higher. Now, Freo's away, I think it's a very weak design. I do like how they have like the side panels with the Indigenous patterns on there. That is something that's kind of interesting. So that's good. But yeah, I'm just not a massive fan of it. I think it's fine though, so it goes in 5. VFL banning roos around true, Matt. We need to try and get one. Jump on the YouTube, by the way. I'm ranking all the jumpers from this year. We got a few in the chat. Who you reckon win the flag this year? Brisbane? Next year, I'm going to go Hawks. Okay, now, the Clash jumper of GWS. It's the orange with the big white G. Simple, effective. Is it good? I think it's okay. I'll put it next to the Freo one there. Now, the Hawks one they wore in opening round, it's sort of like their Clash in a way. Brown on brown. I didn't mind it. I didn't like the back of it. You can't see the back of it on this photo, but the back of it has like needless stripes on the back, which is kind of weird, but I'm putting it in 6. I think it's okay. Then the gather round jumper was just their training jumper. I think it's kind of lazy, so that's going in 4. Even though it's technically not really that bad, I just don't really like that they did that. Oh, Mount Gambier, there you go, storylines. Well, it's not where I'm born, but yeah. By the way, jump on the YouTube. We are ranking all the footy jumpers from this year. Just look up Andy Munro. Hopefully it comes up. Right. Sorry I'm ignoring chat, but oh, no worries, Harvey. That'll be good. I will try and check chat more on YouTube. G'day, Al. I did see that shout out. Thanks for that. I should have commented, but thanks for that. That was really nice. Now we'll go Melbourne Clash. I like it more than their home jumper. It sort of had like a pattern on the yoke, but I'm going to put it in 7. Up there. Hopefully you can see that. G'day, Tate. Best waffle team. I don't know nothing about the waffle, sorry. Who's good? I don't know. Subiac, I don't know. Now Port Adelaide Clash. The white. I don't like the white. I wish they had a teal, a lighter coloured teal that they could wear, but they don't seem to go with it. Richmond Clash. It's a strong design. One of the better ones. It goes to number 7. Who was stiff not to make team of the year? So Brock, I made this team of the year of all the country footy players, and it's tough because like there's different levels and stuff like that. So I tried to include most leagues. I didn't include anyone from Southwest League because I don't think anyone deserved it. But who was stiff? Probably like Jacob Eates from Conniva was stiff. Maybe like Paul Summers from Stawell was stiff. Who else? I think I included most of the good players that I watched this year. But yeah, it was only players that I watched. I do have a Horsham Demons jumper. Louis, yeah, I mean, I didn't watch Louis Taylor though, Felix, so that's why he wasn't in the squad. Alex Barnes, yeah, like a few of the Kingston guys would have got in, but I didn't watch him play. Also, I didn't put Nathan Vardy in the team, and he finished runner-up in the league medal, and he missed a heap of games, so he did really well. But I put in his like rival ruckman from the same league. But anyway, yeah. All right, thanks for watching, Jake. Yeah, so I am on YouTube. That's the purpose of this all. Jump in the YouTube chat. Jake is in the chat. G'day, Jake. How do you feel about Stuart Dew coming to Port? It's not too bad, Harvey. I like that they're getting in the Glenelg coach. That's pretty cool, I reckon. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Port go. Like they might have a resurgence year. Like you don't know. Like might turn around pretty quick. But yeah, they need to do that type of thing. Oh, I could do an each team league team of the year, Brock, but I don't watch one league enough to know enough. But yeah, I would have thought you'd be one of the better wingmen in the district league, but they probably put like a midfielder there, like an inside mid. By the way, jump on YouTube. We're doing this right now, ranking all the club's jumpers. So support the YouTube. If you can chuck it up in the background, that'd be good. We're trying to get the watch hours up so I can get monetized. I don't have an Oyen Kangas. No. Don't have one of them. Got a sort of few ones around there. Nice, Leo. All right. Now we go St Kilda. St Kilda Clash, the hot cross bun design. It's one of the classics up there with the Bounding Roo. Goes in 8. Still think like I've got a Puma one up here. I still think that's a little bit nicer than what they currently wear with the New Balance. And then we go to Candy Stripes. I think it's nearly as good. They have a good aura, like St Kilda wearing the Candy Stripes for whatever reason. I do have that beanie still, Ollie. It's in the car, actually. I have a couple of harem jumpers, Leo. I was looked after there. Now we go the Swans Clash. Old South Melbourne, I think it goes in 7. Cody Walker seems pretty good, Lincoln. Seems like he's next up. Oh, nice, Leo. Getting involved in the District League, that's good. Now we go Eagles Clash. Pretty solid. I don't think it's as good as like what the old Eagle is. Put it at 6. Rats again, you reckon? I've got a Jamestown Peterborough Magpies hat right here. Chuck that on for now. From the Northern Areas Football League. Need to get up there and have a look around. All right, last Clash jumper is the Western Bulldogs, and they returned the 2016 one, but the dog didn't look quite as good. It has like the little logo on there, so for the 100 years in the VFL, so it didn't look as good. But I'm still put it at 6. Yeah, true, Charlie. Most exciting player from the Hampden League got to be Charlie McKinnon. Other than that, there was one guy who played for Xavier College, and he played for Warrnambool, and he was a pretty exciting sort of player. But I can't remember his name. But yeah, he was good. I should remember his name. But he's probably going to play like AFL. I don't know. He might do. Maybe I should do most exciting player from every league. Everyone wants to know that. That would be a good, easy video for me to make. You know the video I did on the Team of the Year got mentioned on the radio this morning? Any Giants jersey. Sam Nicholas, that's his name, yeah. Jordan Sweet hasn't joined for a bit, Sid, fortunately. Right, back to the rankings. Is anyone in chat? Oh, we do. Harvey. I could be playing footy for Kenilworth next year. Look at the logo in the Guernsey, the Kookaburras. Kenilworth Kookaburras. Kookaburra Park. Bro, they have like a caravan park there. Kenilworth Kookaburras. All right. If you join the chat, I will look up things on YouTube. Looks pretty cool, actually. Like the brown and blue. You don't see that a lot. They wear white, blue with a white V with a little monogram. Okay. Not bad, Harvey. Hopefully you enjoy it. Crows, probably. Nice. Hopefully you get a flag at Mitchell. I played for Kaiwi as a junior, Lincoln. Right, now we're going to review the Anzac jumpers. Now the Crows Anzac, I have it here, which was last year's Anzac, but inversed. I sort of liked last year's with the blue a little bit more, but this is still really good. I like the gradient from gold to red. On the back you see it a little bit more, but yeah, really great what the Crows have done in the past 2 years with the Anzac jumpers, and I think funds went to like local South Australian RSLs, which is really good. So this was worn by Nick Murray, and they lost to Freo in this game, but nevertheless, it was still a good jumper. So that's why they had to wear a Clash, because obviously you can't wear the navy against Freo in their purple. So it was a good one, Lincoln. Yeah, so I'm putting that... I'm going to put it 8, but maybe that's biased, but this is what we're looking like now, chat. If you want to see the full thing, join on YouTube. We're just starting to get into the Anzac jumpers. So flip it around. All right. Anything new in the chat? Richmond's one was pretty good. Yeah, Al. So why don't we look at the Richmond one? So they wore the Waddle sash again. They've worn that for numerous years now, but I think it's still good. I would like to see something different. I think it's probably a 7 for me. The Blues one, can we put it... I don't know. Do we put it 1? Because there's literally like nothing on it. unless I'm mistaken, we'll put it in 2. I'm pretty sure it was just the normal home jumper with like a logo on it. And some people say, oh, it's tradition and all that and this, but I think if you're going to make a special jumper, don't just chuck a logo on it and sell it. It goes for good cause or whatever, but it's kind of lazy in my opinion. Like, you may as well just wear the normal home jumper and just sell off the normal home jumpers without the logo on it. That's my opinion anyway. Granny match horns. We could have a look at it actually. I haven't looked into it yet. I don't know if they'll be cheap enough because like they're 2 big clubs. All right, now I like this Collingwood one with the horseshoe on it. It was a really cool story, that one, the backstory. In terms of the actual jumper, it's not amazing, but I still think it was a pretty good story. Essendon's poppy sash, kind of mid. Once again, they've run with it for over 10 years now, so wasn't amazing, but it's still good. Frio's was a good story about a fella like meeting his wife. In terms of how it looked, I don't think it was amazing, but I think the story was pretty cool. No bounce is good. I'm a fan of that, Ryan. Also, no sub is really good. The only thing they need to include now is last touch rule, which should be in the AFL. What's on the top? Hello, Bernadette. So we got these ones up the top at the moment. Just some of the sort of classic designs, but also the Crows Anzac. All right, the Cats Anzac was sort of the normal home, but then had like a lighter blue, like cliffs in the background of Gallipoli. It was all right, don't mind it, but it goes in 5. The Suns, I think a little bit too much going on there. They had the basically the normal Suns home, but with the poppies surrounding it. And once again, like a lot of the Suns jumpers, nothing pops out. So it does sort of just blends together. No, I disagree there, Jack. But Saints 6 or 7, 6 not 6 7, 6 or 8. I got 6 7 on the mind. The St Kilda Anzac is actually one of the best jumpers of this year. And Cardman, who made this, he rated it right up the top. I'm going to put it in 9 for now. So that's the number 1 jumper I've got. So it was just basically the old cross, but then they've put it in white, and it's just really clean. So that's why I've got it up the top. The Camo Giants one. Once again, I'm not a massive fan of it. They've done it for a few years, but Canberra being, well, they play in Canberra in Anzac round, and that's always good because of all the army bases and whatnot in Canberra. I don't know, Oscar. Maybe Neil will win it finally in the under 14s next year. Like the Cats one, that's fair enough. Cats one was wasn't too in your face. It was pretty nice. Now Melbourne's Anzac had like jets like going down, or like planes. I don't know if they had jets or what they were, but planes flying on it. I think it's all right, but yeah, it's not amazing. I think it's sort of mid one. Yeah, hopefully Neil get a win. No, we don't get rid of Fogarty as part of Petrarca trade. I think that's an L. If the Crows have to lose anyone for Petrarca, I don't really, unless it's like someone that's not in best 22. I just don't really care about Petrarca that much. Personally, like I don't want to lose a player. Melbourne are trying to like act like they've got something to work with. But yeah, I don't know. Teddy, thanks for the follow. Join the YouTube, by the way. All right, Port Anzac was the home jumper with like I believe it was Port Adelaide players that served in the wars, but it wasn't like a interesting design, but it was respectful. And then the Eagles, you can't see it on this, but they had like poppies on it, but once again it sort of like wasn't amazing. And then the last one, Western Bulldogs, I really like this one. The top hoop is actually like poppies, and I thought that was a pretty cool. It wasn't really promoted as much as the other clubs, I reckon. That was probably the least promoted, but I thought it was really nice what they did actually. Something a little bit different, so that's why it goes at 7. Curran Cats versus Jervois. Yeah, it was pretty close, wasn't it, Lincoln? I saw Daniel Menzel kick the clutch goal at the end. I saw that on TikTok recently, which was good. West Coast getting draft assistance. Yeah, I mean, I don't really mind. I think it's sort of necessary at this point. Like, we don't really want to see him down the bottom. Right, okay. Now we go on to the Indigenous jumpers. And since the Crows are first up, I got the Crows one here. So honouring Graham Johncock. And the big crow on the front on here obviously is the most prominent feature, and I thought it was really cool. Great artwork. I got Hugh Bond's jumper, and not match worn, but nevertheless, it's still pretty nice. Former Laharan player. But yeah, that was really clean. I think it probably wasn't one of the greatest, but I think it's still right up there in terms of one of the best Crows designs. 7 or 8. I'm going to put it 7. 7 for now. Plays the Crows, Jai. All right, now the next one, Crows. So the Crows had 2 Indigenous jumpers for the first time, and I believe this one was worn against Collingwood. And I got Darcy Fogarty's match worn from that game against Collingwood, where he had a pretty decent game too. Massive signature on this one. Like, I don't know why he signed it so big, but I don't mind. I would love it. Love signature on the number. That's generally where I prefer it. But anyway, it's still pretty good. I'm going to put it right next to the home, actually. I think maybe the home is slightly better, but I'll put it in 7. Kuwait versus North Warrnambool Grand Final. I'll give it probably a 7 rating. If it was closer, it would have been better. I do have the Laharam Indigenous jumper. Yeah, I got given one, which was pretty cool. Oh, no worries, Alistair. Appreciate that. Yes, I need I've got a few jumpers I need to post, so appreciate that. But yeah, join the YouTube. Join the YouTube. We're ranking jumpers right now. Okay, now these ones probably weren't the best Indigenous jumpers, respectfully. The Lions, and also they had problems with the Lions. The Indigenous jumper, when it looked from zoomed out on TV, the back of it looked like plumber's crack, I guess you'd say. So it wasn't the most effective design, unfortunately, but nevertheless, we'll put it in 4. I think maybe the Clash was slightly better, but put that one in 3. And just, yeah, of course the story is always good for the Indigenous jumpers, but probably just didn't work out as well as the other ones. Blues Indigenous, it's just artwork below the monogram. I don't really like that. I wish they used the monogram somehow. It seems like Carlton are reluctant to experiment. Another club a little bit similar is Collingwood, but that one wasn't as bad. Put it in 5, I reckon. Thanks for the roses there, Aiden. Albury Tigers are good, Jake. All the Ovens and Murray clubs are good. Right, now Bombers Indigenous Dreamtime jumper. Don't mind it. Put it next to the Anzac, I reckon. Freos. Now, Freos was honouring Michael Johnson, and therefore it had like the old Freo colours on it, green and red. But I wish they went more of an anchor. I wish they just went straight up anchor and not the chevrons. I think they missed the mark there a bit. I think the time's come to do that. Like Brisbane have done that with Fitzroy and Brisbane Bears, so why can't Freo do it? So I'm going to go in 5. River Murray, I do have a few River Murray bits and pieces, like Tail and Bend. I've got a Mallee Districts jumper. Yeah, I've got a little bit of stuff, not heaps. Jeff Farmer, I thought it was, no, it might have been Jeff Farmer, Bradley. I should have researched, I was just going off memory, but it might have been for Jeff Farmer. Footy jumpers. We'll just check footy jumpers because they have all the ones on here. No, it was for Jeff Farmer, my bad. Why was I thinking? Hmm. Why was I thinking Michael Johnson? When was that? Hmm. Anyway, no, you were right. Sorry about that. I got that wrong. Um, yeah, maybe he helped design it. But yeah, good point there. Um, yeah, so if you want to see everything, jump on the YouTube. Do you reckon D should do an inverse of their home jumper like the Clash, like Richmond and Essendon? Um, I mean, they could. I think their current Clash is pretty effective, but something they could experiment with, Jack, maybe even with an Indigenous jumper or a special jumper or something like that. Yeah, something they could work with, I reckon. But it's not a bad idea. Um, yeah, I should, silly, but I don't know if I'll get 100K followers for like another year. It's very hard to. TikTok is so hard right now. I mean, I'm on YouTube. YouTube is the hardest to grow. TikTok is like actually heaps harder than what it used to be. Right, okay, now Geelong Indigenous, and I quite like these with the snake on the front in the red. So I'm gonna put the home in 7 and the away, the Clash, slightly below, but I still think it's a pretty good jumper in 6. Suns Indigenous, I had the Darwin one. I believe this was the Darwin one. Actually, I think this was pretty clean, that one. And then the Gold Coast one, not too bad. I think it's better than the Anzac, so we'll go in 5. Maybe if we zoom this out a bit so you can see a bit better. Oh no, it's not. Is that big enough? Yeah. All right. It's a little bit too zoomed in, I reckon. Anything more in the chat? No. G'day Zara, how's it going? All right, now Gold Coast Indigenous. I believe it was the same design as last year, but this time in the white instead of the charcoal. And I think it was all right, but we're going 5. Now the Hawks cooked with our Indigenous jumpers. I think the home probably goes in a 7, and then the Clash in a 6. If that Hawk was a little bit more prominent, I would go a little bit higher. I'm not sure about that filet fish. I don't think it's probably gonna happen, but anyway. Melbourne Indigenous. I think it was the Cozzy Pickett inspired one. Quite liked it. I'll go in 5, I reckon. I'm a bit harsh in these ones, but you got to stand on business. But it was pretty nice. And then the North one, similar. Most of the jumpers are going to be in 5, but like they're just. I'm not saying 5 is bad. 5 is just sort of nice. I used to have an Albury Tigers jumper, but yeah, not anymore. I got sold it for like $20. All right. Ports. The home one probably is a 6 for me. Good on the black background and the artwork pops. The Clash, not so much, but it goes in 5. I think most times the Clash isn't as strong. Christian Petrarca, where does Track and Kerno land? I'm hoping Track comes to the Crows, but I think Suns probably have a bit more to give up. I think the Crows will probably play a bit more hardball, but at the end of the day, if he tells which club where he wants to go, they're going to have to facilitate it, hopefully, or maybe not. And Kerno, I'm not sure on Kerno. I don't have much of a read on that, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. G'day, Lucas. Umpire, so we think. Joe Mama, I don't mind they're getting rid of the bounce because like it seems like it's a very unnecessary skill to have umpires do. Like, you know, we want the best people umpiring and not necessarily the best bouncers. That's the way I see it. Okay, now the Richmond one for Dreamtime. Really nice. Really like this one with the bird on there on the sash. And it's just a very clean design. and I'm putting that at 8. I reckon they've nailed that one. NIB on the front, but they've got a new back sponsor now. Tyson, we are ranking all the AFL jumpers from this year. If you want to join the YouTube chat. G'day, Lenny. Thanks for joining. Hopefully you're going well in the off season, doing lots of coaching clinics and whatnot. We are rating all the clubs, Ryan. So your Giants are in here. I haven't been too friendly to them yet. We'll do a quick update. So Saints is up the top, and then we got some of the classic ones here. Richmond Indigenous is the best for mine. Some of the other Clash Jumpers, Indigenous. So if you want to see the full thing, fair enough, Levi, that's all right. Thanks for the donut, by the way. If you don't agree, that's all right. I'm not going to fight you for any rankings. Okay, Saints Indigenous. Oh, they had a Clash as well. It's not really that much different. I think it just had a white back on it. So the home one, probably 5, and then the Clash probably 5 as well. I don't think there's major difference. Swans, I think they did pretty well. Swans have been on fire recently with their Indigenous. I like the clean yoke up the top. Going to put it 7. Really like that one. I haven't rated it yet, Ryan. You have to see where I put it. How many jerseys? I've probably got like 800 footy jumpers right now. Okay. West Coast, they had the white eagle on the front, and I really like this one as well. G'day, Cobes, Jax, Primetime. Thanks, everyone, for joining, by the way. Thoughts on the Suns rebrand? Could never see the logo on TV. I reckon it should have been yellow. 100% Primetime. It should have just been like a little bit less stealthy. So, yeah, I agree. But we'll get to that when it comes up. But should get down to some GFL. It would be nice, Kobe. I have sort of started making a bit from like the videos, not on YouTube, but on Facebook. But it's not enough for me to like travel heaps far and like, like stay overnight in places. And, I've still got commitments on the farm and playing soccer and stuff on Sundays. So, but yeah, it would be good. I would love to go to like some of those major leagues for sure. All right, now West Coast Indigenous, I reckon it actually goes right up the top as well. That's a lovely design, that one. We got the doggies. I think the home is fairly solid, and then the Clash is okay. So that goes in 5. Oh, Melbourne Clash. I had the Melbourne home before. Melbourne Clash, probably a 5. So that's, next to the... Actually, we'll put it in 6. I always like the Melbourne Clash more than the home. I always have. Okay, Mason. Just put in top spot. Geelong getting rid of Mad Mondays. The game's gone, isn't it? But I don't know. It's hard to say all that stuff. Just Bailey Smith ruined it, really. If he didn't put up any stories, it would have been fine. But that's how it goes in Victoria. All right. Now, we're going on to Gather Round now, so I'll show you what I got. Crows Gather Round. I'm wearing the Crows Gather Round from 2 years ago, last year, but this is what they wore this year. So it was the new logo on the plain navy background. It was a little bit, they could have made it bigger. They could have had the crow coming off the side of the jumper, or maybe from an angle downwards or something like that. A little bit like this one. So it was all right. This is Billy Dowling's player issue. It was also worn as a Clash jumper against Brisbane, and they've done that for a few years now because it's no good wearing a red Clash jumper up there. So, yeah, it was pretty nice, but it wasn't as good as the old one here. So, I'm putting it 6, 7... 6. I'll put it in 6. How many AFL players you see at the Handle League? I saw none. Who was there, bro? Was Finn O'Sullivan there? Was someone said that Jonathan Brown was there? I don't know if that was true because he had like grand final commitments the very next day. You play soccer as well, really, Kobe? That's cool. What do you play, like state league, or do you play like the local Geelong league? Favorite jumper in the collection, Jacks. Can we see? I'll just show you. This one, these ones, here. So I've got 5 of them on that wall. Yeah, so 2 on the other side, and yeah, I'm in reverse here, sorry, but that's my favourite design. So it was last year's Clash, 90s pre-season. I've got lots of them. I've got every variation pretty much. So that's why it's the number 1 for me. Reece Unwin, Will White, Ben. Okay, respectfully, I wouldn't recognise any of those lads. I don't really know who Ben Henderson is, but it's good that they were there. Definitely, they should be more well known than I am. So hopefully they had a few photos and all that type of thing. I don't have a Crows 2017. No, I don't really want one, sadly. What do you think, Conger Hawks? Well, they wear like the Richmond jumper, so it's kind of weird, but kind of rare as well. Do you think Charlie McKinnon will get drafted? My gut feel is no, but I hope he does. George Stevens was there. Okay. Yeah, well, George Stevens is... Cody Waitman delisted? Nah, surely not. George Stevens was bloody good in his debut game. Right, now we're talking about this before, the Never Surrender for the Giants. It's sort of been worn a little while now, but this was their gather-round jumper. It's not exciting anymore, but that doesn't make it any less worse. It probably was a 9 or a 10 jumper in previous years, but as the years go on, the ratings go down a little bit, because it's a bit like playing video games or releasing new phones. If you release the same one year after year, it's not as exciting anymore. So that goes into 8 for me, the Never Surrender. Melbourne's Gather Round, really cool. So I did have one on the wall, but yeah, it's based off their pre-season design in the 90s and had the 90s AFL logo. And that one probably goes as a 9 for me, just because we haven't seen it for a couple of years. It was 5 years since they last wore it, so that's why it goes up there. And I just like the old 90s AFL logo. I can't believe that's become a common thing now. It's really cool that the AFL have been accommodating like that. You know Lamont's brother, really? I do have a Lamont Luau jumper, but yeah, I didn't see him there. It was so weird. Like when I went to Ararat earlier this year, and I watched Tom Williamson kick 10 goals. It was on Good Friday. There was a lad there from, he was a Sudanese lad from Stawell. He was watching the game, and the next day was the Stawell gift. So like I was in Ararat watching them play Stawell. So like it was conceivable that this would happen, but I was listening to the radio coverage as I was leaving, and the bloke said, "Oh, I reckon Gout was watching the game," and it was just like some local kid from Stawell. And then I went out to Navarre, and like apparently the bloke who was out at Navarre, that was him. It was just some lad watching the game. They said, "That's Gout." Like, oh, I thought that was funny that the bloke on the radio got tricked like that. Like, surely you wouldn't just like come up with that. But anyway, Saint Spud jump hasn't come up yet. What did they even? Oh, that one, the blue cuffs. Yeah, I should remember that because my name is on it. I didn't bring that jumper, but anyway, we'll get to it when we get to it. But Saints Gather Round, based off their original jumper in the VF, or one of their original jumpers in the VFA. I think it's pretty good. It's the Dennis the Menace jumper. It goes in 8. So the Saints, I think Saints were comfortably the best dressed this year in the AFL. What else we got in chat? Least favourite jumper in the collection. Probably has just like some Port jumpers. Port Adelaide home jumpers. Thanks for that, Jax. Every new iPhone being released is just better camera. Yeah, pretty much. Although this year's wasn't. Otherwise, I might have bought one, but I didn't buy the new iPhone. I got last year's one. I'm not going for any grand final match ones at the moment. Hold on. Let's have a look. Have a look, won't we? On official memorabilia. What are they selling for right now? So Josh Dunkley's is worth 42 grand. I don't believe that. Josh Dunkley's is going for that much. Will Ashcroft 10 grand. Cam Rayner 8 grand. Of course, they had like a misbid on Darcy Fort. Sam Marshall was only going for 900. I wonder, I might even like nearly buy like Sam Marshall's if it goes for like under 2 grand. Because like it's kind of like a cool moment. Like this guy got subbed off for Lockie Neal. It's like buying Lockie Neal's jumper without buying it. Let's look at the Cats ones. So the lowest is Ollie Henry. I might nearly buy a Cats that. I might buy one of these because they'll be cheap. It won't be match form, but still be cheap. It ends tomorrow. So Ollie Henry 300, Nevitt 400, O'Connor 400, Reece Stanley 500. So that's the cheapest match worn. The Cats fans are right off Reece Stanley right now. So what I rate Reed Oval. Probably like it's probably like a 9 out of 10 Oval. The only problem is that it's like really windy. So that's the problem with the Reed Oval. And that's just a warnable problem. And also, I wish that the walkway was a little bit bigger. It's just a little bit too narrow because like when there's people watching, like, you know, like the walkway, it's just a little bit annoying. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but other than that, it's pretty good. No, I didn't get any of the Crows match warns from that granny. I just, until the Crows win a premiership, I won't buy a 2017 match worn. I refuse to. G'day, Toby. How's it going? What else we got in chat? Nothing yet. All good. So yeah, I might nearly buy Melbourne, Geelong one. Who is the most? Even Jezza Cameron's only like 1,300, and Dangers is selling for 2 grand. But he injured his own teammate Danger, so might not chase that one. You don't mind the Hawks Power Ranger? I'm not a fan of it. But yeah. All right, next up is the Swans gather round. And the Swans really looked after me this year. Best team in the comp for looking after me. Really cool. So this was promoting Lifeblood. And yeah, it had like the Opera House. Some people didn't even realize this was the Opera House on the yoke. And yeah, just had the stealth variation, a bit like the Giants, what they do. But yeah, really cool what they did. Actually, they sent me like, it was in like a big box and that. Actually, I'll just show you, why not? I'll be back. Because I didn't show it before. I think you can still hear me, chat. Yeah, this one here. Right. I just put like random crap in here. But yeah, it was for the Red Cross. It's got all this random crap I've got over the year, like a Jamestown Peterborough DVD and like Werribee season guide that Werribee sent me. But anyway, here's the actual thing. So they sent me this, the Swans. Dear Andy, at the AFL gather round on Friday night, the Sydney Swans will be sporting an all-white playing kit after donating their red from their Guernseys to highlight the need for blood donations. With the demand for blood at a 12-year high in Australia, experience a record demand for plasma. The Swans and Australian Red Cross Lifeblood are asking Sydney supporters and footy fans to help by donating blood. So it was sort of like a gimmick of like they got rid of their red on the jumper because they were donating blood. So that was the story behind it. But nevertheless, I think it was really nice, and it goes an 8 for me. It didn't get much love, I don't reckon. I don't reckon it got as much love as it should. And they gave me a jumper, but I still rate it. Addy, thanks for sharing the live. We're on YouTube right now. Jump on there if you want to see. Yeah, we could do that, Jax. Maybe another day. When we get the YouTube going a bit more, I can do more stuff like this. It is harder to do PC lives on TikTok. Like, it just doesn't show up as well. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Should have more red on it, Liam says, on the collar. Maybe they could have done that or on the cuffs, but yeah. Once you have the red number on the back, it doesn't look as plain. But yeah, I think it was really nice what they did. And also, I should have bought one of these. It was the West Coast gather round with the big 90s eagle on it. And I thought they were going to wear the ochre jumper. I was so convinced. And I thought that was going to happen, unless they must have changed like later on. But the rumours were just not right. So they wore this one, which was really cool, like inventive throwback, like fake throwback. And it'll go in 8 for now. I think that was really clean, that one. They might wear it next year, the ochre. Yeah, that's true, Ryan. Oh, Danger went missing. He didn't have a good grand final, did he? He left his best in the prelim, Danger. Right, okay. Probably about halfway through all these jumpers. We're getting to some home jumpers now. So I believe it's just a home Carlton. Can't really go wrong. I think it's probably just a 7. In the long sleeve, even better. But I like what Puma are doing with them, and Hyundai looks good in the white. So it's always been a pretty classic home jumper. I don't know why Danger has a coffee before the game. That is weird, isn't it? And then he has to go to the toilet halfway through. Like, you can have a coffee in the morning, but I wouldn't be not having a coffee before the game. Like, just have a bit of pre-workout, surely. You reckon Lions should do every team should do a retro for gather round, but whether they can be bothered is another question. Now the Carlton blew out. They brought this back and they wore it a few years ago now, but when they were still with Nike, but still I don't really think it was that exciting, and it didn't really pop as much as what it could have. But nevertheless, it goes in 7 next to the home jumper. I think it's okay. But yeah, I was sort of a little bit overhyped. Now, Collingwood retro with the 90s AFL logo, really cool, but they had a mix mash of logos. I've talked about this before, but the little Collingwood logo was from like the 70s, and then the back logo was from the 90s, and anyway. It's still good. I still liked it. It goes in 7, but it could have been a little bit better if they were all from the same era. Essendon Challenge Jumpers, it's got the yellow cuff. It's fine. I think it goes in 5. It's nothing exciting. They've done that for a little while now. I won't consume any milk products 24 hours before a game. It always is a bit of a risk, isn't it? But yeah, I think a coffee like in the morning would be fine. But Shannon Neal has 2 bowls of pasta, 1 pizza, and 5 litres of hydrolate before every game. What a rare fact. I mean, that sort of makes sense, but there's a lot of hydrolate, far out. Has anyone seen what Dwayne Russell eats during a game when he commentates? I want to do that for a challenge. All the stuff he eats. He has like a few Cokes. I mean, I don't mind a Coke, but he drinks milk and bloody has lollies, and it's actually crazy. There's a good video on it.
This is famous vision. I take photos of you.
Yes, you do, and send it to your kids.
I do, just to say this is.
Is there a difference in the personality?
I scrolled.
This is famous vision. I take photos of you.
Yes, you do, and send it to your kids.
I do, just to say this is who I'm working with today.
You know, Dwayne Russell's got
this is real.
Out,
this is not made up at all. So there's 3 cans of Coke.
Yeah.
Is that right? I don't know about that. Is that
you
for
have
real?
at least 2 to 3 blocks of chocolate, and more often than not, you neck a litre of milk.
Yeah, that's...
So he's got about 4 chocolate bars.
Why are you calling a game of footy?
I like to be up. I like the sugar load.
I be up.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't do all the Red Bulls every time, but this is just... I didn't realise I was being filmed here. This is just secret vision of a pre-game. But yeah, I do like to have chocolate. But what people don't know is that I might fast on a Tuesday. I might just eat...
If I got a video of it, I would have got like 1 million views, but I didn't get it. You don't always get things right. 2 big mistakes I made this year was missing Connor Burns' mark and missing Ben Edwards' 100th goal. My phone glitched and I missed his 100th goal, and I filmed all other 14 of his goals on that day, and I didn't film the one that mattered. But yeah, anyway, I didn't see Connor Burke's mark coming up because I sort of like wasn't really focused, and all of a sudden he took like this crazy hanger. Yeah, Dan Gorringe posted it. I think maybe was it Central Baseline? Maybe, I don't know, but Goz posted it. And it wasn't really a very good angle on the camera. There was a bloke next to me who filmed it on his like 4K camera. Donald Murphy, who I was there with, was mates with him. I didn't get his name. I need to get that footage off him, or he could just post it and get like 1 million views if he wanted. But I don't know if he hasn't posted it yet. Taylor, I mean Taylor's probably a better player, I guess, because he's going to get drafted, but Connor seems pretty good as well, so I don't know why he's not. I guess he's a little bit older, but he should be playing VFL or something, because he get like 40 goals this year. Southwest Grand Final was good. It was on my YouTube, which I'm on, by the way. Thanks for that, Liam. I don't know if it's a big W, but as a Pies fan, I don't like it. Keep it one ear. Yeah, the retro for sure. I think the retro, they missed the mark there, mixing it up. But thanks for joining, Liam. I am on the YouTube, so if you want to check out the Southwest Grand Final, it's on YouTube as well, the vlog of it. Next up, Freo Retro, which was really nice. Return of the Purple Haze. Really nice, one of my favourites, and it goes 8. I just don't love their Seacombe jumpers. For whatever reason, they just don't look as good. And North Melbourne will have Seacombe jumpers next year. They'll be called Kookaburra, but yeah, it's a little bit of a downgrade for North Melbourne there. If that's what's going to happen. That's what's the rumour is. Maybe Fremantle's jumpers will be branded as Kookaburra. Freo Stealth Gather Round. I think it's 6. Like, it's probably as good as the Crows one. It's not amazing. I don't really love the concept. I don't think it's worked as well as what it probably could have. But some people are real fans of it, so I'm just not. Thanks, Archie. I'm not sure if that's for real, but I don't know too much about the Tassie Devils yet. No, Checkers is down there. Now the Freo Starlight, pretty nice. It's always good what they do with the Starlight, and I think it's probably just as good as the Gather Round. The Cats celebrating the 100 years of Ford. I don't know. It's kind of, don't really love it, to be honest, but it's okay. It's nothing like exciting. I don't really love those jumpers when they're celebrating. I mean, 100 years is a good effort. Like, they should be proud of that, but still not like, I don't know, it's like sponsors. It's not really that exciting. Now, the Cats, what's the thing? Oh, Country Round. Right, the Cats Country Round wasn't as good as last year's, because last year every player had a custom logo on the jumper. So I've got Brad Close's jumper, match worn, and it had the North Gambier logo on there because he played for North Gambier. Now this year they didn't do that. None of the players had custom logos. They still had the sort of squares down the bottom honouring every player's home club, but it wasn't as good as what it was. So it gets downgraded a bit for that because it's repetitive and it's not even as good. I still like the concept, especially as a country footy lover. So it's still a 7, but it was probably a 9 jumper for me last year. Hawks, Anzac, that's pretty bad because it's just got the logo on it. So that's a 2. Don't see the point of it. Maybe another time, Doug. Yeah, it was Close's jersey with lots of stains on it. I know you like them, Lockie. Now the North Melbourne Heritage, the blue with the white V, very clean. Got the collar on it. I don't think it's as good as some, but it's a 7. Not a 6-7, but it's a 7. Thanks for that, Liam. Enjoy the Wimmera League vlog. I couldn't make it as I went to AFL prelim, so you covered it nicely. Oh, there you go, Liam. If you're a Cats man, you would have liked it. Yeah, it was a really good day at the Wimmera Grammy, especially the Rezzies. That really delivered, so appreciate that. I met Brad the other night after Mad Monday. Found out he's a very average bloke. Oh, no, good. Jeez, didn't look after you, Lockie. I know he's met, like, some of the other guys a few times and he's been all right. He hasn't given me much love before, but that's all right. He dressed up as Catman quite well. I don't really like know him or anything, so not that he has to get around me or anything. But can you follow me? Your favorite content? Oh, appreciate that. I don't really follow too many people on TikTok though. Tannerbroon charges have been dropped. Really? Is that why he was on the ground? Is it? I don't know. Anyway, nothing else in chat. All good. Now we go the Port Adelaide retro. As modelled by Zay Burnell, 3 votes. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the Nike one. I liked what they did. I'm putting it in 7, but I liked what they did with the 2005, 2004 clash. But yeah, it wasn't quite as good as Nike. For some reason, Macron have the proportions off a little bit. I'm just a Macron lover either, to be honest, but... yeah, so I'm on YouTube, by the way. Chat, if you're on TikTok, join the YouTube. We're ranking all the jumpers from this year. Port Adelaide Prism Bar Showdown jumper, worn especially against the Crows. I'm a fan of it. 8. I think it's a classic footy jumper, really clean, unique to Port Adelaide and all the clubs in South Australia that copy them. So, yeah, it's an 8 for me. Geelong is in shambles right now. As if we have to apologise for playing dress-ups and Matt. Oh, that's the way it's going, Lockie, unfortunately. But, yeah, I think it's more what Bailey Smith said, maybe, that they should apologise for than anything else. Geelong, like, started this thing, so I don't know why they're... Anyway, that's the way it goes now, man. You should know that, but, yeah, it's not good, is it? I don't know. It's... The AFL is very family friendly, so you got to toe the line at all times. It doesn't matter if it's on the field or off the field. Because the AFL is in a really strong position, so there's no reason to ruin it now with upsetting people. If you upset people, it's not the right thing to do, is it? Now, Richmond Alana Madeline Foundation with the purple touches on the cuffs there. Not bad. I think it's one of the nicer sort of promotional jumpers. It went in 6. It's okay. I really like what St Kilda, not so much the jumper, but what St Kilda did with their mental health jumper for Spud Froley. And that was cool. My name is on it. Well, it's in the other room, but so when you bought it, they gave you a retail jumper, but I decided to buy a player issue one. So I gave my retail one to Cardman. But yeah, so it has names on it, my name's on it, a heap of other people's names on it, but pretty cool cause. I'm going to put it in 7. I think they just promoted that sort of cause really well. Yeah, please chill, Doug French. Please chill. It's all good. Appreciate you just being in the chat. That's the main thing. Now, North Melbourne Good Friday, bro, they weren't even trying this year. Unfortunately, they just chucked the Good Friday logo on it. And when I was talking about being in Ararat, that's when I didn't watch that game. I was in Ararat that day. Hawthorn, their jumper promoting 100 years, had like a lot of names on it. It's in the other room. I won't worry about getting it. It's not that exciting, but it's okay. Put it in 5. It did have a collar. The North Melbourne one promoting Jim Steins with the 4-leaf clover. It was a 3-leaf. Anyway, with the clover on it. It's kind of cool, but was sort of a bit nonchalant. Goes in 6. All good, Doug. This one, Tirrandara from Southwest. No, I'm not reviewing local jumpers at the moment, but it's not too bad. Tirrandara, it's sort of like a classic local footy jumper. You're on there. Oh, you're on there as well, Ryan, the Spud Froley jumper. That's cool. Now, this one I do have, and this is a pretty rare jumper. It was the Swans promoting, what was it for? Like the Royal Children's Hospital and another foundation. Anyway, so basically they covered up all of the QBE logos. It was like a QBE sponsorship as well. But they covered up the QBE logo and they had kids draw hearts. And they all had at the heart of it, but they all had unique hearts. Every player had a different heart on it. And I think, was it Callum Mills that had this one? Anyway, I found out what player wore this, but this is a retail version that the Swans sent me. And yeah, it was just a really cool idea, like to have like kids drawings end up on the jumper. Now that happens, but it doesn't happen to like 20 kids. You know, like it was pretty cool how they did that. In fact, I will find the box they gave me because it will explain it a little bit better. Just in here again. I should have grabbed it before when I got the other one. But yeah, it came from the Swans, so really cool. I didn't even know I was getting it, by the way. It just rocked up. It's really cool how they did that. So yeah, for nearly 40 years, one thing on the Sydney Swans Guernsey has remained the same: the QBE logo, proudly worn across the heart of every player. So I don't know if every player like thinks, oh, I'm loving the QBE logo on my heart, but anyway, that's true. But for the first time, this space will be dedicated to the cause at the heart of QBE and the Sydney Swans. Each of the 23 Sydney Swans players in this Saturday's match against North Melbourne will wear a Guernsey featuring a unique heart design hand-drawn by a child from the Save the Children and Sydney Children's Hospital Foundation. So yeah, all of them were unique. So I really love that one. Bit different, so it goes up probably in a 7, just because it's not like an amazing design, but it's still a good idea. You have some news. Break the news. Join the YouTube if you haven't, by the way. Lockie, remember what Jimmy Bridesell dressed up as in like 2011? He dressed up as Kim Duthie, the Swan, the girl who was allegedly the St Kilda bloody. I can't remember what they branded her as, but the St Kilda schoolgirl, I think it was. I believe that's what you're referring to. So nowadays that would have got him a suspension. He would have got locked up overnight for that. But yeah, I mean, there's no room for that nowadays with how everything is commercially. But it wasn't even really that long ago, to be honest. But are you a fan of the AFL giving West Coast priority picks, Liam? I don't mind it. I think that something needs to happen. There's no good West Coast being crap for this long. They're a big club, and they just give a little bit of help. They don't need as much help as like Gold Coast have had over the years. So, yeah, I don't mind it, to be honest. Now, Sydney Swans Pride, the home jumper with like a rainbow stripes around the yoke. Not too bad. Put it in 6 next to the Melbourne one. West Coast, WA Day. Now, I don't really think they nailed this. I thought they were going to wear the ochre in this jumper, in this game as well. So there was a big rumour that they were going to wear the ochre jumper this year, and it just didn't happen. Black with the yellow coastline of WA. It's kind of a bit different. I don't know. The eagle just doesn't really seem right on there. But it was okay. I'm putting in 5. It's a bit mid. He would have gotten 10 years imprisonment these days. Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, it would have been deemed offensive, that's for sure. Everyone's been forgotten about the Giants boys last year, and they got a suspension, but when Geelong do something wrong, all of a sudden it's not a suspension for some reason. I don't know why. Obviously, Lockie, you don't want Geelong to have any suspensions, but when the Giants got in trouble last year, blokes missed games, and all of a sudden this year they don't miss games. But funny that. Any Anglesey jumpers as they won the BFNL Grand Final? I don't have one. It's just like a Rouge jumper, isn't it? Do you have recommendations for a store? Yeah, Sports Gear Australia is a great place to start off your collecting journey. If you want to like get some cheaper player issue jumpers, they've a lot on there. Other than that, official memorabilia have all the like main auctions and stuff like that. If there's a footy shop in Docklands near Dreamscape and they have AFL jerseys far back to the 1990s, does anyone know about that? An AFL, a footy shop in Docklands, right? That's crazy. That I don't know. I never heard of that before. I have to ask like someone from Melbourne, like Cardman or Lockie or someone. Doing my Matt Rowell impression. 2005. That's still pretty old though. Jumpers that old. Now we go to the jumper that the Doggies wore in their first game this year. Just had like their 2 premiership cups on it and like promoting 100 years in the VFL AFL was kind of average, I guess. So we'll put it in 4. They did do a better one later on in the year. I need to pull up footy jumpers to see what it actually was again, because I forgot. I didn't even make a video on it. It was that sort of like the Dogs didn't really promote their jumpers very well this year. That's one criticism I can have of them. They sort of like released them like on the week. So it was a fight on forever Footscray jumper. Was it like a money? Yeah, people who donated for Footscray. Yeah, it just sort of like had names on it and then like a little logo. I think it's okay. It's probably slightly better than the other one. G'day Footy Flicks. I thought I'd let you know you're from the Wimmera and I go for the Bulldogs. Flagscray. Nice, Decky. That's cool. Sporting House Direct. Okay, I'll have to pull that up next time I go to Melbourne. Any Dusty Jumpers? Never heard of that shop. Oh, good lucky. Sporting House Direct is the name of it, supposedly. I don't have a Dusty jumper, by the way. Dusty is like one of the most expensive players, up there with like Nick Dacos, like most expensive to collect. Even though his career is over, and there should be lots of his jumpers on the market, they're just very expensive. I haven't really seen one for sale since he's retired anyway, to be honest. Like, no one's going to sell them. Right, okay, now we're getting down to the sort of the home jumpers. Nothing too flash, but the Bombers went to Puma this year, had a red Puma logo. It was pretty clean. Put in 6, just something a little bit different. Now we're talking about the Suns home jumper. This was the big rebrand of this year. And the 2 clubs that rebranded, Crows and Suns, both made the finals for the first time in a little while. So that was good. But yeah, it just didn't work, especially on field. It just looked like it was a red jumper. I'm putting it in 2. I think it was that bad. Maybe we'll look back on it and see, Matt Rowell's bloody Brownlow year, and it's the first year they played and won a final, and David Swallow played his last game in it, but I think it was just a bit of an L. But I reckon Track went to the Gold Coast BNF tonight. Is that right? Okay. 3 votes, Matt Rowell. Brilliant Essendon top. Yeah, Essendon looks pretty clean this year. That's one thing they got right was their home jumper and away. It's pretty good at that. There we go. Freo home. Kind of mid. Just put it in 5. The chevron's getting a little bit old now. Crows home. Now you can't see it in this photo, but they did have a big yoke on it. Not big yoke, big collar on it. You can't even see on here, but the collar was just grown and it's very big for some reason. So it wasn't the greatest look from O'Neill's. Put that in 5 as well. The Lions home with the gold logo. We'll still have the gold logo next year, of course. Goes in 6. Pretty nice. What is this one? I don't know. This is another Blues jumper. I must have missed a trick. I already put the Blues up here, so I don't know. Maybe Cardi put it in there twice accidentally, or it's genuinely a different design. I don't know. To convince him. Right, okay. Any jumper leaks? The only leak we know of is North Melbourne going to Kookaburra. So that's pretty confirmed from what I've heard. So, yeah, that's the main one. We had Richmond announce a new sponsor, but, yeah. Now we go Hawks home with the Heritage logo on it. Sketches goes in 6. I mean, it's fine. Collingwood home. Collingwood did change this year. More stripes. I think it's way better than their previous Nike home jumpers. And I'm going to surprisingly put it in 7. I thought it was pretty nice. That was a home. Away, while we're at it, away goes next to it. I usually like the away more, but I think just this year the home was quite good. I thought they did a good job. Remember Pombo Keeper, Pomboneet? Was it you, George, was it? I don't know. I did go to Pomboneet last year. It was pretty cool. Was you? Were you the guy that I saw at the Hampden Grand Final? Now we go Essendon other home jumper, because they do have 2 home jumpers. Well, technically they're away jumper, but it's away sponsors. So that's the same as the actual home, but it's just got Dutton sponsor. And Freo do the same thing. So I told Cardman about it, and then he put them in here. But this one is technically the home, and then the Bankwest is technically the home jumper with the away sponsors. Geelong, just normal home Geelong. Not a big fan of Cotton On. I think their proportions are off. The cut of it is weird. I don't like the back of the jumper, so that goes in 4. Even though I put some other Cotton On ones high, I think they make some of the worst jumpers at the moment. But yeah, just how it is. Hampden Resi's grand final, Toby. I didn't give it much airtime, to be honest. Pretty low scoring. And yeah, I didn't really know any of the players at all. So I don't know if you were in it, Toby, but yeah, I didn't really feel much of it, to be honest. So can't really tell you much about it. It was in the vlog, but yeah, sorry about that. We got Gold Coast. This is the same. Gold Coast home. This is the actual Gold Coast home. And that's the Gold Coast home with away sponsors, with Sixt as the sponsor, which is very hard to say as a South Australian, by the way, because apparently, this is what I do, but apparently we can't say 6th. Well, no, I say 6th, but it's meant to be 6th. If you finish in 6th spot, I would say 6th, but it's meant to be 6th. Anyway. Oh, yeah, I lost. All good, Toby. Wait. Oh, that was you. Sorry, man. Yeah, Portland. I was hoping Portland would make it. So that's why I sort of wasn't really invested in the grand final, because it was just like Koroit and South Warrnambool, and I don't really know anyone from there. But yeah. Now we go Giants home, the one which Speed wore. In 5, I think it's just okay. No worries. Melbourne home. 5, I think New Balance are all right. North Melbourne home. 5. These aren't really that great. Port Adelaide home is going next to the Clash in 4. Just not a big Macron man. And then we go Richmond home. I think Richmond always with Puma look pretty classy, so that goes 6. St Kilda home. Nothing wrong with it, I don't reckon, so it goes in 5. I don't mind. The problem with the Swans home is that it looks orange. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but it looks orange on field sometimes. I just don't know if Nike got the colour right. Checked out. I have seen it before, Giroudry Guernsey. Apparently Southwest played a disqualified player in the semi, sent them to the grand final. Oh, South. Right, okay. South played a disqualified player in the semi. Right. So they're going to take the premiership off of him? What? I don't know. That's crazy. Now we go West Coast home. 5. It's all right. Asics with the Bulldogs. 5. I think that's okay. Crows Clash. It didn't come up before, but Crows released a new Clash this year. I think it's pretty nice. Put it in 8. I've got one here. Have I? Oh, sorry. I haven't, because it should arrive in the mail this week. I bought Jordan Dawson's, which cost me an absolute arm and a leg. That's actually the most expensive jumper I've ever bought. in the hopes he would win the Brownlow, and that didn't happen because Matt Rowell happened, but nevertheless, he probably would have not topped Dacos, but yeah, I was sort of half hoping he would win the Brownlow and it would become a Brownlow medalist jumper, so never mind. Come play for Robe. I wouldn't mind playing anywhere next year. I wouldn't mind filling in for a Resi's game anywhere, but I don't know if Robe would have me. Wouldn't get a game for them. They're too strong. I reckon I'd be good enough, but whether that would fit me in, there's another thing. I wouldn't play for an actual season anywhere, I reckon. Karoit told me they had a talent league / VFL player. Yeah. Oh, right, you come too, Toby. Karoit had Taylor Byrne, so yeah, he's played for Vic Country. He's meant to get drafted apparently, so he's not going to be a first round pick, but maybe in like the 40s or something. He's very athletic. So was his brother. His brother was better than him, but of course he's not an 18-year-old. But okay, Brisbane, the Fitzroy Melbourne jumper. Really nice. One of the greats. I think it goes in 8. And with the gold logo, I think it looks good. I actually like Yui as a sponsor logo. I don't know why. It just looks strong. And then we go Brisbane, their Bears jumper. Does it go 8 or 9? I'm going to go 8. I don't know why, but yeah, the old Bears jumper's a classic, I reckon. I'm a big fan of it, just the retro vibes of it all. Good to see it back. Marcus Ashcroft, when he was a young'un, he wore it. So that's good. Yeah, Robe Junior Colts lost, surprisingly, which was weird. Bit of a shock loss. Oh no, Kalen retracted his message. All good. The Suns Guernsey had good intentions, but from afar it really just looks red. So maybe they should put a yellow tint in the logo. But yeah, 100% Liam, just like have an outline of yellow on the logo. And I just don't think the logo was effective when they announced it. Like, it doesn't really look like a sun or the Gold Coast, or it just looks like everything. When it's got like too many things in it and looks like nothing. It's just a big S, I guess. But nevertheless, I think, yeah, that's why it's down the bottom. Now we go Carlton. I'm putting this last. I just think it's a crap jumper. The Carlton Clash with the yoke halfway. This is what shits me. The AFL logo is halfway through the yoke, and it doesn't look clean. It just looks a bit like it's half finished. So that's down the bottom. And it's not really a terrible jumper. It's not going to be one of the worst of all time. I just don't think they did a good job. And something has to be in the one category. And then we go last one up, Essendon's Clash. They brought in the black sash. They finally went against tradition, threw the Constitution out the window and thought, let's take some common sense here. Common sense approach like Richmond. And it was very clean. I think it goes right next to the Richmond one in 7. More or less the same jumper, but that's all good. It makes sense. Fujitsu looks good in the white too. Favourite Crows jumper? These ones in the background. The old 90s pre-season. G'day, Fresh Sports Collection. Bears jumper is elite. Yeah, so now, in the chat, let us know what you think. Carlton jumper is mid. Do you mean the home? Where you putting Sydney Swans? I've got it mixed around a little bit. Cats best and fairest tomorrow night. I might rock up into Bailey Smith. That would be funny, Lockie H. Hopefully you don't get in trouble, but it would be actually very funny. You should make a video on that. Let's show TikTok chat our rankings. It would be good. I'm hoping track comes. We'll see. I don't want to give up too much. If we have to, like, I think it was Josh Jenkins said we have to give up bloody Rochelle and Pedler. I thought, what the hell are you talking about, bro? That's such an L trade. Like, no way. Okay, I've got any 10 jumpers this year, but we got Saints, Anzac, and Demons retro up the top. What else could we move? Maybe I really like this one, and then we put this one up at the top. I think we can only have 110. You only ever come across 110 every year. I think that was the jumper of the year for my liking. Saints, Anzac. But then we have the Carlton ones. A lot of retros here, and Clash jumpers. A lot of home jumpers in the 6 and 5 position. I didn't really rate the Gold Coast ones, apart from this one here. That's in 6. I believe that was the Darwin. A lot of the Indigenous ones in the 6 category for me. Brisbane Bears need to be higher. Or I've got them in 8. Does it go up to 9? Maybe. I might even put that in 9. And then Bears. Yeah, go 9. I don't mind that, actually. I don't mind that. It looks a little bit more spread out at the top. And then down the bottom, the Hawks Clash jumper, which they decided to wear in games for some reason. The Port jumpers, and I'm a bit anti-Port, just being a Crows man, but I just don't know. Don't know about them, to be honest. We'll put the home up one. I think the home's better than the Clash in the whites. And a lot of these ones have good stories, like the Anzac ones. But I just went for these 2 clubs, Anzacs down the bottom, because they literally just had the logo on there. Port Shat the Bed, their one you ranked at 7. This one, Zay Burnell's jumper. Yeah, they didn't quite space it out as well as the original. Adelaide Anzac needs to be higher, you reckon? I'm happy with it at 8, to be honest. I reckon last year's was a 9 or a 10. Or we could put it up 1. Why not put it up 1? Old Carlton jumpers are mid, in your opinion. I like the Crows Anzac one over St Kilda's Anzac. Okay. A little bit of a shout out for the Crows Anzac there, Adam. Nah, that's fair. I think Carlton's probably got one of the best home jumpers. Crows Anzac is elite. Okay, we're getting some recognition. We'll put it up in 9 then. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with this ranking. I've got a little bit more specific. Hold on. Oh, you're just doing sewing. All good.
What's that?
I just wondered what you were doing. Oh, okay.
Clarkson, he went through a gate because it's got bricks on either side.
Yes.
And with the tractor, but the trailer wasn't going to go through.
Oh, right, didn't fit.
And then Carla said, I'll do it. So he went in and you could lift the trailer up.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
I didn't realise that.
Oh, right. Got found out. Anyway, that's that for tonight. Sun's pink needs to be bumped up. How do we feel about the pink jumper? Read Bailey Smith's Brownlow's story of him lying on the bed. Right. Lockie, I think you had a cracking week last week, by the way. Just didn't work out, unfortunately, with the flag, of course, but you need to leverage that, I reckon. Up to you, of course, but got some media coverage, that's for sure. Port Lightning Bolt 1 needs to be higher. I just said, I don't think it's as good as the original. So that's my reasoning for it being there, George. But Sun's pink. Maybe we're a little bit harsh on it. There is it. Yeah, we can go up to 7. I think that's okay. It was a good... that was definitely the most effective design, and it will go down as one of their most iconic jumpers too. Excuse me. So yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think the Wave is the best Gold Coast design, so until they bring that back, that's probably going to be their best one. Saints Indigenous 2. I'm sort of happy with how they are there, but that's a fair call. I've got them in 5. I don't know. I just sort of think they're okay ones. Got smashed by the Saints. Yeah. Anyway, all right. We might wind it up there, chat. Thanks for joining. I appreciate that, Tubbs Bill. So Tubbs checked out the videos in the Hampden and the Wimmera League. I've got them on TikTok, of course, and on Shorts. But if you want to check out the full version, the vlogs are on YouTube. So I appreciate if everyone check them out. I'm still working on the YouTube and whatnot, but yeah, Lockie, I need to take content seriously, but I need to be less controversial. I push the boundaries too much. sometimes overshare my opinions. I think there's no doubt about that, but yeah, you're only a young fella, so once you find that line, I think sky's the limit. You obviously cut through with your stuff whenever your antics, I suppose, but yeah, a little less controversial ideally, but sometimes that's what gets you the headlines. But yeah, I don't know how much time you have, bro. Like, you don't even live in Geelong and you get around so much. It's really cool. In saying that, I have a lot of time on my hands as well, mucking around doing jumpers and stuff like that. Appreciate that, Toby. Thanks for that. Oh, hold on. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Anyway, we'll wind it up there. We've gone for long enough. Cheers for watching.